So we finally finished our first Beatles album, and I gotta say, I am really impressed. All week we've been playing this album. Just what a diverse album.
Yes.
You know, from just sonically each song to the lyrics, like the lyrical content, all different. I feel like there's a cup of tea here for everybody. And
they're all three shining, the writers.
It's like a compilation. Like, I'm starting to understand the Beatles a little bit more now, like how the minds come together and how they come together to make almost kind of like a compilation of, like a compilation album, you know? Yeah, so maybe that's one of the reasons why the album's named Revolver, because it's like we have more George Harrison on this album than previous albums, at least from what I'm told. And also we have a Ringo track, so it's like we revolved around each person had their shine on this album, but also it's like we're revolving with different types of sounds,
right?
You know, and I feel like some of the themes are universal, you know. So I wonder if like Revolver, like these themes are universal, if that was something they had in mind with the name of the album too. But yeah, man, I seen that some of you guys think that we just skipped ahead, but we didn't. A lot of these songs got blocked.
Mm-hmm.
The entire middle of the album was blocked. So, as you know, we put all of our blocked reactions on Patreon. We highly appreciate if you guys want to support us there. But also, like, I don't think I said how experimental this album is.
Especially for the time.
Is insane. For 1966.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like explored some themes that were never explored before. So, and not only that, but the psychedelic innovation is crazy.
I feel like they inspired a lot of other bands to be psychedelic with their albums.
And, you know, the Beatles might not be the originators of psychedelic rock. From what I've heard, I guess it's the 13th Floor Elevators.
We gotta get into that.
Check them out. Just what the Beatles did with it is insane. But before we list our favorites, we got to send some love to the special group of people. They're called the gang, the family, the crew, the critiquer. Click, click.
We're back in school.
Yeah. The plan is we're going to list our favorites on the album, but we're going to list them from bottom to top, and we're going to reveal it on these dry erase boards. But we're going to flip it around, and we don't know each other's lists.
Yeah.
So that's part of the fun here, is like we're going to find out who put, you know, certain songs at the top, you know.
Yeah.
And also, disclaimer, just so you know, we've changed our mind on this list quite a few times.
Yes.
It's very hard, especially once you get into the middle section. You know, I think it's kind of easy to list your favorites and your least favorites, but once you get into that middle section, you're kind of like, but this part, you know, these lyrics, but this
every
sound.
time you listen to them, you're like changing the list. You're like, wait a minute.
And it's such a diverse list of songs, so it's kind of hard to really say, like, it's all about what you like. So just take that into consideration.
We could always change our mind.
Yeah, that too. The list
but this
probably
will
change.
Pretty, you know, on point with how we feel.
Yeah, this is how we feel right now.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Is it time?
Yeah. Starting with track 14.
14.
Our least favorite track.
All right. No judgment here.
Oh, man. All right. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Yep. We got the same one. I put a sad face because it's for no one. And they got last. That's pretty sad.
Yeah, that is kind of ironic. But yeah, it's not because we don't think the song is good. Like let's not get it
it's
twisted.
not that.
Like, we think the song is beautifully
I don't
written
think there's a song on this
like
album that's not good.
Yeah, don't get us twisted just because it's lower. I think when it comes to the songs that mix classical on this album and the theater like
songs, you know, the songs that sound like they're kind of from a musical, a really good musical, I just personally wouldn't play that much. That's just not my cup of tea, you know?
Yeah, that's how I feel too.
I like apple juice. You guys like orange juice. You know, that's just my taste.
Right. Written good.
But yeah, everything is. And, it's a beautiful song. Like in your eyes, you see nothing. Like the hook, that lyric alone makes me want to put it higher.
Yeah. I love the way it's written. And
yeah, but you know that just so happens to be the one that I played the least.
That's how I feel
so far. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh! Can you stop copying me?
I did not see your list, bro.
All right. Well, okay. Actually, this song got stuck in our heads. Like,
yeah,
we kept waking up. You know, good day.
It's in my head right now.
We love this song. All right. It's just that I feel like, you know, again, it's one of those that are like from a musical. It's like that classical sound. Just not my cup of tea.
Like walking down the street, just having a good day.
But it's a good song. Like I really do enjoy this song.
Nice feel good track.
I just feel like the lyrical content of it, you know, it's okay. Like it's not
like compared to the other songs on the album.
Yeah, there's some songs I got to put higher because of the lyrical content, and you'll see in a second why.
All right. Please don't kill me. 3, 2, 1. Bro!
No, for real. I did not look at your list. I did not.
All right. Well, it's so weird.
Our minds think a lot alike about songs. It's weird.
So, yeah, like I was saying, you know,
I love the storytelling.
Yes, I really appreciate the classical string arrangement of this. Like, I do. I think it's nice, but it's just not my cup of tea. Like I feel like
the classical vibe.
It's unique, and the writing is absolutely like the fact that I feel like we need a song like this.
Good message
about lonely people, especially for 1966. The thought about just the empathy for lonely people, and just thinking about old ladies that are lonely. Like that's something that I feel like we need to have empathy for. And I also feel like the writing is great. I heard that Paul was gonna say Father McCartney instead of Father Mackenzie, and when he says something about, you know, preaching in a church with a message that nobody's gonna hear, I said that maybe this is alluding to the Beatles feeling like they have a message that some people don't hear, and I feel like that's probably what Paul meant. It's just not my cup of tea. That's all it is. But I think it's genius, but I just won't listen to it. That's just how I feel.
All right, maybe we'll get something different this time. Here we go. Our 11th favorite track. Let's go. Bro.
Bruh.
That's insane. All right.
That's weird.
I really didn't think you were going to have this one. Okay, well, listen. It's not that we don't love this track. This track is fun. I think it's a fun track,
like
but
clearly a kid's song.
Yeah, you know, and I like to read deeper into it, you know. But a lot of y'all were clowning me for that, but hey, I'll stand on it. This is the first song that I learned on the album. Like I knew this before any of these songs, so that might have affected how I ranked this because I just learned a bunch of songs and I'm listening to them a bunch.
I feel that too.
But I think it's a really fun song. You know, it makes me want to just laugh and giggle, as you guys say, giggle we giggle.
It's just random, which makes you laugh. It's like we all live in a yellow submarine.
Yeah. I like how tongue-in-cheek it is. I feel like, though, along with a lot of these songs in this album, it's one of those that you can't really understand unless you were on psychedelics. Because I feel like it's one of the reasons, I think one of the things about this track is it's supposed to help you embrace the weirdness of a psychedelic experience.
Mm-hmm.
But it is also a fun kid song that involves different colors. I also think it could allude to us being in a capitalist society. But hey, I don't know. I don't know.
You're reaching, bro.
All right.
I only have something different because it took me too longer to write than you.
Two longer? All right. So 4 for 4, we have the same on the list. At this point, we could have just collaborated on this list.
Yeah.
But let's see if things change up with here. Track number 10. Our favorite. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Ah, it is different. Yay.
What?
Wow.
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 That's how you feel?
That's how you feel. Now we're going to start hating each other.
So
You go first.
Let me explain mine. All right. Now I think that George is an absolute genius with the Indian instruments that he uses on this. I love the droning delivery that he uses and how hypnotic it is, and the talk about time and how we can't control time, so we might as well just do it, baby. You might as well love each other, which today sounds kind of like whatever, but I feel like back in 1966 when there was more pressure, not just religiously, but just society was different back then. People weren't, I feel like, making love as much, but I feel like now the Beatles were part of that revolution. There's that, but I just love how hypnotic this song is.
I was about to say that. It's hypnotic.
But, again, it's just one of those I feel like I'm just not playing as much. Still a great song. Still a great song. Don't get me twisted. All right, now you explain yourself, pal.
I'll explain myself, pal. I love Paul, by the way. I do love Paul. So don't think this is some direct Paul attack with my list.
This is a lot of Paul at the bottom for you. So it was a lot of Paul for both of us, but that's just because of the classical approach and like the more so pop approach.
I think in other albums I'll have like more favoritism to Paul sometimes.
Yeah.
But Got to Get You Into My Life, I do like it. I think it's a great track. I like that it's an ode to weed, so it sounds like a love song.
Mm-hmm.
But really it's a love song to weed.
Right, it's a double entendre.
Yeah, and I like his vocal, and he's like, got to get you into my life.
Yes.
Because it's like the whole song.
The way he brings the energy.
It changes when he does that.
Especially at the end.
Right.
I love the ending of the track.
And what is it? Like trumpets? Like. Dun, 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 dun.
It's Motown.
Yeah, it's Motown, and it gets you hype and makes you feel good.
Like Motown inspired track. And just think about how that adds to the diverse list, the catalog here. Like a Motown sounding track, and right here I have an Indian inspired track.
So cool. But
so
I put it lower. I think because it was written good, but it wasn't written in a way that's mind blowing or anything like the other songs. I just think it's written good in the way that it's a double entendre.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe if he would have been specific about it being weed, it would have been a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. But I do love that. I love that he's talking to weed, and it's like a love song. It's like, I gotta get you into my life, girl.
I feel like a lot of these songs have this double entendre where, if you listen to it sober, it has a different meaning than if you were listening to it on psychedelics.
Right. And you could add, you could make this about, acid or whatever.
Right. I feel like
Alcohol.
it's a song, you know, if you listen to this while tripping, got to get you into my life, you'd be really appreciative of, you know, you'd be thinking like, oh, yeah, like I love this drug. You know what I mean?
So I dig that. I dig
yeah.
the double entendre.
Yeah.
So I don't dislike the song whatsoever.
Yeah. Shame.
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 Shame on
Shame.
you.
Shame her.
You Love You Too is a unique song.
Shame me.
Are you confused?
I might switch my list. Oh, man.
I'm confident about my list now.
Now, just so you know, these next 4 tracks really are hard for me to list. 3, 2, 1. Wow. So, yeah, I got And Your Bird Can Sing.
Love You Too.
She has Love You Too, which, listen, love And Your Bird Can Sing. For the melancholy vibe that it brings.
I'm shocked at you.
The longing that he has for the person that he loves in the track, I feel like is really portrayed well. I love the constant guitar.
The melancholy.
Yeah, it's very melancholy, and I think it's written well. Like that feeling of why don't you love me? Why can't you realize? And I actually had this ranked up higher, but some of these other songs just keep growing on me. Then and I put them up higher. But yeah, Love Then Your Bird Can Sing. I feel like the melody in that track is just really good.
So I picked Love You Too, even though I do love that track.
Put your dude George down there.
Yeah, man. Had to do it to him, but it's all love. I really do like this track. I feel like it's hypnotic.
Yeah.
And unique, and I love that he appreciates, you know, the Indian culture so much. I think that's so cool about him. And I think I just feel like it's not quite as well written as some of the others, or like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it's just kind of about him wanting to make love to somebody, right?
Yeah, but also like thinking about time.
Yeah, that's right too. Like, you don't
like,
want me to get old and then,
yeah,
you know, love me now while I'm young. I like that about it.
And also, like, my thoughts move. You don't have time to hang a sign on me. I think that's my favorite line from the track.
That is yeah, I think about that line a lot. So it's hard because I really like this song. But I think I play the other ones that are higher on the list more. And I think that's why I didn't put this one higher, but I do really like this track. Sorry, George.
She seems so distraught.
I'm sorry.
Like,
I'm sorry,
George. I can't believe I did this, but I put it down here. I'm so sorry.
I just feel like I did a crime right now. I just hurt George.
No, but I really do like that track. This whole album is so good. It's so hard to be like, oh yeah, I put this song down here.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to like explain yourself out of that when they're so good. But they're all, you know, they all have different sounds. You know, it's hard to pick. It's like, which flavor do you like the most out of all the fruits? It's like, which is really cool about the Beatles. I like grapes. I like apples.
Yeah.
I like oranges. Track number 8 of our favorites. 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. See, now for me, the reason why I put this so high is because of Paul's vocal performance.
Yeah, he killed that.
Like, when he starts going off, I love that, bro. Like, that's my favorite thing, I feel like, about Paul McCartney.
I think he's the one that changes his voice the most.
Yes.
His voice changes.
He comes from that, he can do that, he can give you a soothing vibe, but then he can also bring energy like a rock star.
He put power in that vocal.
Yeah. Really did put power in that vocal.
You feel it when it comes up with the trumpets.
Yeah. I just love the Motown sound of this track. And the rhythm and the trumpets, the ending. The ending is what really gets me. You know, that the ending knocked this up a bunch of notches for me. I'm like really upset that it fades out when he's just going off. Oh man,
Yeah.
they should have continued that
Did I tell
and
you
brought
I
back the hook
need
one
you?
more time. Yeah.
Yeah, I really do
But-
like how he's like literally sounds like a love song,
Mm-hmm.
but he's talking to weed in that way, like
Right.
I need you, girl, like type of vibe, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure like he's one of the first people to make that type of song.
Yeah.
About, you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
a love
to
song
weed.
to weed.
Yeah. Yeah. I love the double entendre there. Just a good vibe.
Yeah, I really do
And
love that track.
I love the dancing melody, the way it comes in, like what
That's true.
It's like, oh man, I love
Now
that.
you're making me question
you regret-
myself.
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's hard in the middle. It's hard.
So I chose "And Your Bird Can Sing" because at first I think it was lower on my list, and I was like, whatever, Tyler, because Tyler kept saying that's one of the best ones. It's one of the best ones.
Listen, I had it up higher. I did.
Yeah. So I kept playing it, and I was thinking like, I don't know. I like the way this is written. I just love a good melancholy track. Like it's sad because he's like, you don't see me, you know, you're seeing this in front of you. But like I'm in front of you. You care more about this than me. I don't know. I just like the way it's written like that,
Mm-hmm.
and then the way with the bird and everything, like that's creative. I don't know.
Mhm.
Just the way it's written is so good to me. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah,
really dope.
Yeah, the mid guitar section.
I can't
love
get over that. Yeah.
And like, just the vocal of "You don't get me" is just so melancholy. I love the way that it's
the harmonizing.
It's like a longing, like this cry out.
Yeah, you
know?
could feel it in his vocals.
Yeah. Track number 7. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Excuse me. Excuse me, Dr. Robert. Not Dr. Robert. John.
All right, look. I love Dr. Robert.
Dr.
Okay.
Robert.
Dr. Robert is like one of the funnest songs on
I
this
love
whole
it.
album. It's sarcastic, it's fun.
It's goofy.
Yeah. It just puts a smile on your face like John just being a goofball right now. I love when he's like, Bob Robert, like you just said Bob twice. Bob Rob. And I love this just how it's about John. Like,
But he made up some random
It's
name.
about him. He just put a different name in there. He's like, yeah, I'm Dr. Robert, and I had a bunch of drugs that I was giving people.
And it's like Mr.
And-
Brownstone kind of, but like,
Yeah, it's like Dr. Feelgood.
yeah, Dr. Feelgood. But you think that the other ones are more deep?
Yeah,
The reason why I put this lower was because of that. It's just that the writing and the ones that I like above this, I feel like are really nice, and this is just a
Just for fun.
fun, sarcastic track, but I love it. I still love it. I wanted to put it higher. I thought I was going to break my top 5, but these other songs I had to put higher, including that one.
All right, let me get in. All right. Well, before I get into
All right,
this, but I just want to say that I'm sorry for my first reaction to this song. It didn't give it the justice that it deserved,
Yes, me too. All right.
and I apologize for that because I
this
wasn't
was a
trying
grower.
to disrespect it.
This
at
was a
all.
big grower. All right, first time I listened to
It was definitely a grower.
it was like we just didn't understand it because we were trying to think of it more so in a love song perspective, which you can. And see, that's one of the genius things about this song is
It
there's
just it throws you off.
there's so many ways to look at it
When you
because
first hear
of the
it.
way that it's written. But once you really try to think about it in the perspective of it being an acid trip and the miscommunication that goes on within an acid trip and the existential crisis you get during an acid trip, like, makes way more sense. Like, thinking about, oh, I know what it feels like to be dead.
Like that would just
Making me
freak
feel
someone
like
out.
You've never
Right?
been born. Yeah, it's almost like the song's supposed to induce a bad trip, you know?
But instrumentally, this song is, I feel like, one of the best, easily.
Yes.
Ringo's drumming is absolutely 10.
Yes.
On 10. Freaking the guitar tones are great.
It's such a good song.
The melody really grows on you.
Yes. It definitely grew on me. It was like
making me feel like I've never been born.
At first I was like, what?
The way that Ringo's drumming fits so well with that, it's like he made that line just pop. Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, like everything's good. The instrumentation of it.
But I just love how it's like one of the first like acid rock songs.
And like I can see the other way of it being like you're insignificant.
Yeah,
you know,
I could
like
see
a sad way. Like
I could see the love song version of it where
make me
it's
feel like I don't matter. I don't.
You're making
exist.
me feel like I've never been born. Like I don't exist.
Like a breakup or something. Because she's like, you don't understand what I'm saying. He's like, no, you're wrong. I get what you're saying.
I get it. I get what you're saying. You're saying I don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And when I was a boy, everything was right. Because when you're a kid, you feel loved more so. Because, you know.
But if you think about it from this perspective, think about how on a psychedelic experience, you kind of jump from one thought to another and how that rapidly changes in the song. You know, oh, when I was a boy, everything was right, which is something that people think about. They think about their childhood a lot when they're tripping.
Right. People think that was like their happiest time, you know.
Right.
Because you didn't have to worry about anything.
Ringo's drumming during that part, it kind of sounds like thrash metal drumming. Like, it's very rapid. Like, I don't know if, you know, he's a pioneer for that, but like that rapid drumming really reminded me of some hard rock, some metal.
It's super psychedelic.
Like, but yeah, super
like what
psychedelic.
They're saying and everything. That's why it's hard to understand at first glance, at first time listening to it.
It's not supposed to be listened to sober. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But let me just clarify real quick. In the first reaction, though, it's not like we were laughing at the song. We are more so laughing at the fact that we knew the context. It was about acid and the existential crisis things that he's saying. You know, we thought that was funny because we thought about how, like, if he wrote this on acid or something, like, it's just hilarious because it's like sort of relatable.
When I was like, it's kind of poetic, but I'm kind of like,
the lyrics
I don't
are
know.
kind of goofy, like,
because sometimes you make something poetic on acid that you think is poetic then, but like then it's like you're like, what? When you're sober, it makes no sense.
It is kind of funny that he just randomly goes, "When I was a boy, everything was right."
Right.
He's just having that random thought of like, oh, when I was in my childhood, everything was good.
First listen of that, I don't care, Brent. I don't care. Whoever you are, man, that's just like, what? At first, you're like, what?
Yeah.
It's just kind of random.
But then you understand what he's saying.
But yeah, you have to, it's got to settle. You got to think about it. It's a real thought piece.
And it was just an easy, low-hanging fruit joke to be like, oh, Paul, you know, I get why he walked out.
Yeah, we had a...
That was just an easy joke to make. I'm sorry. I just had to.
We had to.
But don't put me on the cross. Don't hate me because I put this not in my top 5, okay?
All right. Track number 6 of our favorites. About to break our top 5 after this. 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Huh.
So our top 5s are going to look pretty similar.
Yep.
So
George,
I think
I love you.
This song right here is a perfect representation
of like being in love with somebody, like having a crush and not being able to tell them.
Yes.
Like
I love
sonically, like the way that it sounds, like I want to tell you, like it sounds all lovey at first, but then you hear that eerie piano come in because it's supposed to represent the anxiety you feel as you walk up to her. But then like you tell yourself once you're talking to her, oh, I can just wait forever because you're just in love with her and you don't want to you don't want to shake it up. You know what I mean?
It's like the fear of starting something or trying to start something and it failing.
Right.
Then you are down on yourself for even trying. You could have just left it as a crush, you know, because now the relationship's ruined and now that she's gone.
Yeah.
So it's like that anxiety,
the anxiety of like
of wanting to start something with someone, but
I want to start
you're
it.
afraid.
I want to say it. Like today I'm gonna say it. It's like I want to tell you I'm gonna do it,
But they also don't
And then
know
it's
each
like,
other well
oh.
enough for him to just be out there
You
and, open up really hard.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to scare her off, because he
Yeah.
doesn't know if she's the type to take that and accept
Right.
it or be like, all right, that's too much.
But not only that, I can see how if you're tripping,
Yeah.
you want to speak, but you can't. The words slip away.
And your head is
And-
filled with things to say, but you just can't get them out.
Yeah. You just can't say it. You don't know how to say it.
Yeah.
But also, I can tell, like, if you were tripping, listen to this, it would be like a roller coaster. Like, it would start out, like, feel good, and then the eerie vibe comes in, and you're like, oh, God. But then, like, the release of that, I got time. But I also feel like the lyric of I got time is supposed to relieve you of
The anxiety.
the anxiety of, like, oh, it's okay. Like, I can tell you later.
I'm just going to wait until I'm done tripping or whatever. You know what I mean?
But I also feel like he's being patient because he's saying, like,
Right.
I could wait forever.
And just,
So he could wait for her to warm up to him, as long
Yeah.
as it takes.
yeah.
I just think it's funny that it's the complete opposite of Love You Too. Love You Too is like, love me before I'm an old man.
Yeah.
And then this one's like, wow, I could wait forever.
Yeah.
I got time.
That's funny.
Which one is it, George?
All right, here we go. Breaking our top 5. Our 5th favorite track from this album. 1, 2, 3. Okay. All right. I can accept that. But yeah, I think I already explained myself on this one.
Just, I love how diverse the meaning, the interpretations you can have to this song.
Yeah, that is what I like about it, too.
The drumming, Ringo's drumming, absolutely murderous. Such a grower, and I feel like a lot of the best songs that you'll ever listen to will be growers a lot of the times.
Right.
I feel like unless you've had a psychedelic experience, you wouldn't really understand this track, and as to why I ranked it so high. I love the existential crisis themes, the playfulness. Like I still think it's somewhat funny, just because of how deep it is. I find things that are like obviously high guy things to be funny sometimes. Repeating the like sort of existential crisis type things, like never being born and feeling like you're dead, and the randomness of the when I was a boy, like, somewhat makes me chuckle. But I also find the geniusness of how how you could truly understand that and how it represents an acid trip, and just the guitar tones. Like, I love how it follows the melody. Dun, 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 dun. So good. Let's talk about Here, There, and Everywhere.
All right, Here, There, and Everywhere. Another disclaimer.
So,
I apologize for hurting people with the words that I said, hurting the Beatles fans. I love you guys. I'm sorry. Because I said a joke and it got taken literally, and I can understand why that upset you if
Yeah.
you just love this song and the purity of it.
yeah, listen.
It's a pretty cute love song. It's
Yeah,
sweet.
it's a very sweet song,
I see that.
and
I
it's
also
so
see-
soothing. But yeah,
The other side of it, which sounds a little bit eerie,
yeah.
in
And
the instruments, like,
And I'll explain how, because it's like you have the backing harmonization that's like, ooh, and it kind of sounds like a ghost a little bit.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? If you want to interpret it that way, and just the the thought of I want to be with you everywhere.
it's
For
nice.
us, it
but
made
it's
us think
just a
of
lot.
for us, it made us think of the Police's Every Breath You Take, which is obviously about a stalker.
Just
So-
because he's like saying he wants to be around her 24/7 all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, just because of that. But obviously, it's not that bad as the lyrics in Every Breath You Take. It's not that intense. It's mainly just, I'm in love with you
Yeah.
so much. I want to be around you all the time.
It's a pure
And I want you
intention.
with me for the rest of my life. Yeah,
Right.
it's a very pure intention. It's very soothing.
And his voice is
And
so
yes,
soothing. It's
it's-
so pretty.
It's so relaxing. Like if you're trying to take the edge off and just
Like, again, his voice.
chill. Yeah.
It's diverse.
Yeah. This is Paul being soothing in comparison to him bringing the energy on, got to get you into my life.
So I had a
Um,
hard time deciding where to put this song.
yeah.
Because it's like a pillow. It's just, you know what I mean? Like a
Yeah.
warm blanket. Like, it's just so nice. It's like,
Right. Right.
It's sweet, and his voice is so, like, gentle and like, pretty.
Like I was just thinking, like obviously the song is soothing, and that's the first way you really interpret it. But you know, the second way, if you want to think about it in like sort of a creepy sense, just imagine somebody that's like kidnapped somebody else in a music video or something like that, or like in a movie or TV show, and it's like, you know, I want to be with you everywhere. It's just you know, kind of creepy with
You
the
could interpret
ooh.
it that way.
Yeah. I could see somebody flipping around this song in a TV show.
Here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just think
Right.
about it in a different way for a second.
Right.
And you can understand where I was coming from.
Right.
But that doesn't take away from the intention of this track.
And I think Paul does make like eerie love songs in a
Yeah.
way. Like you can interpret them as love or somewhat eerie. Like
And I Love Her.
And I Love Her. I feel like that track,
Another
know.
track we love.
which is completely has nothing to do with Revolver, but I feel like that track sounds a bit eerie with the melody.
Mm-hmm.
So
And there's a part of the song where it's like, doo-doo-doo-doo, like
yes,
it goes
Also-
down, like,
so there's a riff in this track when Paul says, "If I have her everywhere, I need to never care," and it's like a descending few notes, like it sounds like a little like a deranged thought or something. Like so that's another thing I feel like adds to the creepy vibe if you want to look at it that way. But either way, you know, great track.
Awesome track.
Yeah, fantastic track.
I think I really love this track. It had to be in my top 5, but I think I just love the other songs just a little bit more, just a little bit.
All right, our fourth favorite track off of Revolver. 1, 2, 3.
This one hurt. I didn't want to have to. I wanted Dr. Robert to be like top 2.
Okay, I can really understand why you put Dr. Robert in your top 5 because it's so
It's
fun.
so fun.
It's such a cool track. I feel like every time I play it, I just kind of like chuckle or have a
It makes you
smile,
happy,
so-
right?
Yeah, you really want to sing along to it.
Yeah.
You know, it makes you want to dance like in Scooby Doo when Shaggy like. Dun, dun.
It's all shoulders for
Yeah.
Shaggy.
Dr. Robert.
Scooby Doo.
But yeah, I put Here, There, and Everywhere up here because, like I said, how soothing it is
Had to be
lyrically.
in top 5.
Lyrically, so good. With the wave of her hand, I love that. You know, just makes you feel good every time I listen to it.
I think it might be one of my favorite Paul songs I've ever heard.
Yeah,
Like, literally.
easily one of the best Beatles songs that I've heard. I think.
Yeah.
Just such a soothing song, and
His voice is so nice.
I really do think that guitar part with the.
I do think it is a little bit sad.
That I feel like adds a lot to the track because I feel like it adds this perspective of like, you know, if I don't have her everywhere, I'm gonna have to care. I'm gonna be upset.
I need her everywhere, or I'm going to be upset. Like,
Yeah.
life isn't going to be as good
Exactly.
without her. And obviously, like we said, Dr. Robert, every time I say it, I smile. Dr. Robert,
Bob
bro.
Robert.
Dr. Robert is just so fun. And it's about, you know, the plug.
Yeah, and the fact that it's about John makes it even
It's
better.
about John, who's the plug. Like, what you need, he's got it. It make you feel
Take
good.
a drink from his special cup.
Yeah. And I like that it's him, you know.
our third favorite track off of Revolver. Third favorite
We're getting
track.
down to the nitty gritty.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Yup. Let
Hey.
me tell you how it
Yeah.
will be.
Listen,
One,
man.
2.
Arguably my favorite.
God, I
mean,
love this
it's such a
song.
good track.
It's one of our favorite George songs ever that he's ever written.
Yeah. I love the political message of the track.
That's part of why I had to go up, man.
I feel like we didn't have many songs before 1966 that were about the government.
Anti-government.
Yeah, so I think for that reason, like, you have to
The Batman.
put it up. But not only that, but yeah, the fact that it relates to the Batman theme song. I love the sarcasm in that. Like, they're making fun of the tax man as if he's he doesn't deserve to be praised like a hero.
And just how ruthless they are.
Yeah, the lyrical content is so good.
The sarcasm isn't just.
Yeah, it's so
chef's
good.
kiss, just-
The way it opens with the guy counting his money, the tax man counting his money. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4.
Then someone coughs.
Yeah.
It's got
And-
such a great intro.
And just the rhythm, like Ringo's going off.
I love that.
Dum, dun, 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 dun,
Yes.
dun, dun, dun,
Ringo.
dun. I could think about that all day.
How he starts
Dum,
it out.
dun,
Let me
dun,
tell
dun.
you how it will be. Like,
Yeah.
you know, just starts it out with just coming at the tax man.
Dun,
How ruthless
dun.
he is.
Like the way
It's
he
written
found the
so well.
pocket,
Yeah. 1 for you, 19 for
the
me.
flow.
'Cause I'm the tax man. Like, he's a superhero.
And I love the way he extends the note. It like adds to the sarcasm. 'Cause I'm the tax man.
Yeah. Which also gives
You
it a
know?
psychedelic
Yeah.
sound.
Mm-hmm. And then not only that, I think what adds so much to the track is Paul's guitar solo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! Every time that comes in, he fucking shreds, bro. He shredded that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
We play that song a lot, man.
Yeah, love that track. Probably my most. Well, actually, no, not my most replayed. Anyway, here we go.
We'll find
Number
that
2.
out. Taxman was one that I had a hard time placing.
Here we go.
Dose.
Our second favorite track from Revolver. 1, 2, 3.
Yay!
Yeah. Yeah. Wait.
We both put Z's.
You put Z's?
You see my guy? He's happy. He's only sleeping. Don't wake him up.
Listen.
God, I love this track.
Oh man.
This is like the fact that it's so simple. The message of the song. It's just like I'm just sleeping, bro. Don't wake me up.
We need a love song to sleep, man.
But it's so good.
I love the question. You know, why can't we just sleep? Why do we all vilify sleeping?
Coming at hustle culture.
It's like, why can't we just enjoy sleep? I love the melody of this track. It just sticks with you. Couldn't tell you how many times we played this track. This track is definitely our most replayed. I love the lyrical content.
Yes.
Or in the backwards guitar by George is supposed to be like John like going into sleep, like floating off into sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the bass. You know, Paul is playing the bass, and then that strum, it just sounds magical. There's something so magical about that strum.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just silence. You just hear that strum go.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know what it is about that, but it's like you enter a trance of sleep with that. Like, I just fall asleep immediately. Like,
That's how I feel.
My favorite part is
And
please don't spoil my day. I'm
miles away. And after all, I'm only sleeping.
Yeah.
Like, lyrically, the melody, the way that the melody dances, like, waiting for a sleepy feeling.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That backwards
It
guitar
just
is
gets
too
me.
good.
The backwards guitar is so cool. I feel like it links with Tomorrow Never Knows. This song, I feel like links with Tomorrow Never Knows with the backwards guitar, the talk about stream, you know, flow upstream or flow downstream. I also feel like you could interpret this track for, like being on acid possibly, or being high because, you know, I'm miles away. Don't ruin my day. It's like, don't blow my high.
And like,
Just a fantastic song that just sticks with you and really makes you appreciate sleep. I feel like after listening to this song, I think I realized I like sleep more.
I feel like this would be an awesome alarm, but it wouldn't really wake you up. It would just
Yeah.
be like your justification for staying in bed.
Right. How do you have this as your alarm? I would just go back to sleep.
Yeah, I know, but I think it would just be funny to be like, yeah, you know what? John's right. I'm going back to sleep.
Yeah.
Like,
Definitely the worst alarm song you could ever have.
yeah, because you could fall asleep to it. It's nice and gentle like that.
Yeah, it's like gentle to wake up to, but at the same time, it's just influencing you to go back to sleep.
Yeah. I just like that it's against hustle culture. You know, back then, that's pretty cool. So, you know, I think we agree on number one.
I think we don't really have to write this down because clearly there's only
What's
one
left?
song left. You know, 3, 2, 1. Tomorrow never knows.
I think we knew that we were both going to put that as number one because
Yeah.
we keep raving about it to each other.
Yeah, we just keep, you know, geeking over it like little music nerds.
Yeah.
That song is
No complaints, bro.
immediately my favorite Beatles song.
It's mind-blowing.
Experimental
Yeah.
as hell, as all hell.
Psychedelic as all
A
hell.
song that probably will live forever. Like, the way that this song sounds, it doesn't sound like it was made from 1966, dude. There's no way.
No.
And it makes you question that. Like, for them to be this experimental in 1966 is insane.
Yeah.
Absolutely insane.
This should be one of Beatles' biggest songs.
Yeah.
How is it not?
And what it means, like, the way that it's a meditative song
Very deep.
about, you know, if you just let everything go and let your mind turn off and be grateful for being and realize that the present moment is what you should be grateful for. I mean,
It's meditation in a song.
yeah, you can listen to this song and feel that meditative energy and feel grateful. Like, I really like this track, man.
It kind of takes away your anxiety.
Yeah, it takes
and
away
helps
your
you
anxiety.
To have better perspective.
It literally, I mean, it's like a mini acid trip.
Yeah.
You listen to this track, it's like you just tripped and you just like,
and if you're having a bad trip,
it just like cleans your mind like real quick, like,
it will give you perspective.
Because that is the true thing that you learn from tripping. I feel like is the state of
Being
is what you should be holding on to and being grateful for, and like being alive, just being happy to be alive. You know, that's the only way you don't have a bad trip too. So it's like
you're supposed
that's
to
what it
accept
brings you to.
that you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow.
right. It's also, it
But
also
enjoy
helps
now.
you accept death, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, that's fine.
That's not meant to be understood.
It's not meant to be understood, and you're
It's
not
just-
supposed to worry about tomorrow.
Right. This is how it's supposed to be. Everything's going to be okay.
You got to be happy for right now, what you
Mhm.
have. But yeah,
Right.
let's talk about the song sonically. Like, I cannot believe that that's Paul's laugh.
Yeah, what? That was
Morphed
really tripping me
into
out.
a seagull sound.
There's a lot going on this track.
The freaking rhythm by Ringo, bro.
Yeah.
The drums. Ringo is on 10
Yeah.
again on this track. You know, before getting into the Beatles, I've heard a lot of people shit on Ringo
Right.
and say Ringo isn't a good drummer or is overrated. And I have yet to find out why people say that yet. Because, wow.
I think he's just in such a legendary band that people want to put him down because he's the
Why? Because he doesn't.
weakest link of the group because he doesn't write.
Because he
and-
doesn't write.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
And that's all.
That doesn't matter though. It's still so unique. Apparently, I've heard that John wanted to sound like Dalai Lama at the top of a mountain. I think that brings good imagery for this track when you're thinking about it. Backwards guitar, the backwards sitar, the mellotron, that euphoric string sound that comes in when he talks about, you know, the state of being and being grateful for that. Like, I love that. It's just a great track to meditate to and to let things go to. I just feel like this song really just captures the enlightenment that you'd get from a psychedelic experience in a song.
Yep.
And that's so genius. But listen, I really want to hear what you guys have to say. Please, 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 please list me your favorites. You know, if you don't want to do what we did and go all the tracks, just give me your top 5 or give me your bottom 5, you know, whatever. I'd love to know what songs are your guys' favorites and least favorites. Also, if there's any information that you guys may have, please, you know, enlighten us. We love to learn more about the music we listen to. I mean, that's one of my favorite things about YouTube is all the enlightenment I get. Like sometimes you guys have some information that is hard to find on the internet. But soon we will be getting into one of their most acclaimed albums again. Their next album, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Band.
Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Is that Lonely Hearts Club Band?
Yeah,
I messed it up. Lonely Hearts Club Band.
It's a very long title.
Already just from looking at the album cover, I'm gonna love it.
Yeah.
Why is it so goofy?
They're all dressed up.
And they all got different colors on, like they're trying to pop out for people that are tripping. Like, there's no way that this wasn't made for people that are tripping to look at and laugh at. I think the same thing with this album
Revolver's
cover.
album cover? Yeah.
It's just supposed to be goofy. And that's one of the things I like the most about the Beatles is how authentic and goofy they are. But yeah, man. Love you guys so very much. I love all the support you guys give us and appreciate all your comments. Even if you guys don't agree with us. And
we still love you guys.
Hate on us. Hey, I totally understand. You know, if you're passionate about a song that we're like, I don't know, like she said, at first, I totally get it. But like I said,
change their minds.
Yeah, there's growers out there and there's first time like, what? You know, that happens. That's not the first time on the channel.
You guys stay healthy, stay safe, and stay classy. Charles, a.k.a. Tyler, a.k.a. CriTiC, out.
Sure.